Okay.
Alright, here we go. 5, 4, 3.
I just showed you the histogram in the previous screen, and I want to show you, if you do need to dial in exposure compensation, how to do it. It's a very powerful tool with digital cameras today. So let's take a look at the top of the camera and see where we make that adjustment. The little button right here, right under the shutter button, there's an AD above it, shows a plus and minus, and that's the button we hold in and adjust our E-dial right underneath to actually make the exposure compensation. So when I press that down and hold it, I'm going to go ahead and rotate the E-dial, and you can see that in the screen we can see the amount of exposure compensation that's being dialed in, all the way from -2 stops in half-stop increments through 0 to +2 stops. Now, I just took a couple of pictures of the banana split on the table here, and let's take a look on the effect that this has on your picture. So we're going to leave it at 0 and show you that when we take a picture with 0 exposure compensation, that it looks normally exposed. And we also have the highlights turned on, so if we see that anything's blinking, we're going to know that we have highlights sort of overblown. Now I'm going to turn on the info screen for a second and let you look at the histogram. We can see that the histogram is fairly well distributed from left to right. There's a little preponderance of information on the bottom left, but that's perfectly fine. And I'm going to go ahead and increment through our pictures here as we dial into an exposure compensation. Now the next one was -1.5 stops on the exposure compensation. I didn't need to put it in, I'm just showing you the effect it has on the picture. Notice that the histogram is pushed more to the left, and all that information is really right on the left part of the screen. It shows us we're underexposed here. Now I went to +1.5, and you can see that our whites are just about as white as you're going to want to get. There's a little bit of blinking going on there, and the histogram is fairly well distributed over there. But if we were to go any further, like right here, we look at +2 and have the white starting to blink at you there, meaning that we're starting to overexpose. If you see blinking white areas in there and you have that highlights turned on, you know that those areas that are blinking like that have really lost their definition. And remember that when you're shooting with digital cameras, it's better to underexpose a little bit because you can compensate for that in post-processing in a program like Photoshop or others to get the exposure bumped up a little bit, make it look all right. But if you wash it out by overexposing the image and you have a lot of blinking going on there, it's really, really difficult to compensate for that. And you cannot really recreate lost, washed out white details in those areas. So remember, use your histogram, watch where the information is, because the LCD screen on the back may not look right to you. You may be going from a dark room to outside in the sun, and the brightness of the LCD screen is not going to really represent what you're getting. So turn that histogram on, see if you got a good distribution. If not, dial in a little bit of exposure compensation.
Fade to black. All right. How do you think you did on that section?
Sounds good to me.
Perfect. Energy levels right.
Look good. We may want to use this new set background and light it up at 1.2. So, okay, what's the next section we have to do?
The booming bar section. Let's take a look.
Yeah. This is our fake ice cream. Oh, yes.
Alright, well we didn't have that one lined up. Let's see.
These are our fake monitors
See the rim of the bowl.
made of fish tanks for $14 each. Put a little filter in.
I don't see it hardly. This is a little top. You know what it is. Yeah. Now, we really need to start getting into the menus.
All right, so the menu section. You want to do direct, or you want to shoot the back of the camera?
Back of the camera.
Yeah, the LCDs are better for that. Okay, we will see you later.